Hello and welcome back, guys. If you're new here, my name is Seru and this is LTH, and I'll be your host for today. Today, we have someone who defines that your beginning doesn't have to define your ending. Someone who rose from the captain chair into becoming one of the drifters in Abuja and then in Nigeria at large. Ladies and gentlemen, help me make welcome Mr. Awwal Mohammed, aka Captain Awwal.
Yes.
So it's good to have you here today. So, sir, let's start from where Captain Hour started from. Let's start from the beginning. How did Captain Hour start? Because definitely your name wasn't Captain Hour. You started,
Yeah.
and then again, I remember you're being called the Drift Sensei.
Okay. So basically, the name Captain Awwal just comes from the fact that I'm a licensed pilot.
Okay.
So yeah, that's just where the name came out from.
Ooh.
And the Drift Sensei name basically came out or started because obviously I'm one of the best drifters in Africa. And yeah, basically I started being called that, and yeah, it just went on from there.
Captain of yourself being called the drifter. What drew you to drifting?
Well, I've always been into cars ever since I was young, and so I grew up watching like other people drift during the times that people were stunting and everything, and I had always been intrigued by all of that. So as I got to an age whereby I could get into it, of course I would pursue it. So I just got a drift car and just basically started learning how to drift. So as at that point, which was like in 2018,
Okay.
I bought a BMW E30, which is like a 1988 3 Series.
Ooh.
Yeah, and just basically started using that to drift. And I still actually own that car up till now.
Up to now.
Yes.
This is like far back how long?
This is like 8-9 years ago.
8-9 years ago.
Yeah.
Probably it's one of your precious value.
Yeah, it's a very very precious car to me. I hold it dearly, and I don't think without that car I wouldn't be where I am in the drifting world today. So I really love and adore that car.
Okay, I have an interesting question here to ask. Let me just read it out.
Okay.
Okay, seeing that you wear many hats, a pilot, an engineer, a pro drifter, are there any similarities between piloting and aircrafts? And saying
Well, all of it basically revolves around mechanics. You know, like when I say mechanics, I don't mean like people that are mechanics. I mean like the mechanical aspect of things. You know,
Okay.
to be a pilot, you need to not just know how to fly a plane. You need to know how everything on the airplane works. So same thing with a drift car. You cannot be a drift car and not know how your car works and not know how to fix things or change things or upgrade things in your car. So I guess they go hand in hand in terms of like the mechanical aspect of things and the practical aspect of things.
Okay, let me go back to the question I asked you before. You know, when you started, you got your first car. You know, not anybody that gets any car would just want to drive.
Yeah.
Well, you got your car, but it was on a different perspective.
Yeah, as at that point, obviously I had a normal car, like my day-to-day car.
Yes.
Yeah, and I was actually not even in Nigeria when I purchased the drift car.
Ooh.
So basically, I have a friend and a drift mentor called Hashim.
Oh, okay.
I was in constant communication with him because he is someone I still look up to when it comes to drifting and like the automotive world. I would say he's one of the people that had the most impact on me growing up, watching them drift. Him and Mr. Ibrahim, who is known as Dark Knight Motorsports.
Okay.
They were people who had a lot of impact on me while growing up and watching them. And then once I got of age, I guess, I reached out to them and we were communicating back and forth on how I can get into drifting. And I would basically say Hashim put me through and he sold me one of his cars so that I could have basically a head start because it was a car that was already built, ready to go to start drifting. Once I had the money, I just called him up and I was like, so I'm ready to start. Which one of your cars can I buy? And then he sold me the E30 because we had multiple of them as at that point. And yeah, it just went from there. I came back We had a few training sessions. Next thing you know, we have an event, and I actually ended up winning the very first event I attended.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow, interesting. Three questions I have to ask you. One, so you got a car. A normal car can't really do drifting.
No, a normal car can drift. Some cars can power slide, yes, but you need a lot of things to call a car a drift car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Things like,
Okay, first of all, the car has to be rear-wheel drive.
okay.
Secondly, the car needs to have an LSD or welded differential. That is what enables the rear tires to spin simultaneously. And then you put other modifications like a racing seat, a roll cage if needed, hydraulic handbrake, and so on and so forth. I don't want to go too deep into technicalities because there's a lot of things,
Yeah.
but those are the basics.
Okay. And second question, you learnt drifting by watching others drift.
Yeah, basically.
So that was what drew you to
Yeah, I watched others drift. I watched YouTube videos, how-tos, and so on and so forth. And as I said earlier, once you have the drive for it wouldn't really be hard to put it into practice.
So, like you heard him say, if you have the drive, you have to have the zeal. It has to come from the inside for you to be able to push out to do. So you just so that was like you can't just wake up one morning and say, tomorrow I'm going to be a drifter.
No.
Then the next morning you say you want to be a teller. Then
No, it doesn't work like that.
So you have to push into it.
Yeah, it doesn't work like that. You can't just wake up, as you said, and go into something. You have to you have to, first of all, do your research. Do a lot of R&D and everything. And then you see if this thing works out. So basically your environment, your finances have to be put into play. Obviously your parental support, because not a lot of parents will even
support you to do
it like that, you know. So, but for me, alhamdulillah, I was lucky that I had parents who were into cars also, so they didn't really see it as something bad. They just saw it as something of me having fun in a safe way.
Let's say in a given percentage, how supporting were your parents to your
dream? They were like 200%. Because my dad actually takes time out of his busy schedule anytime we have an event and he attends. So that alone shows you how supportive he is in terms of like the drifting and everything. So if it's something I choose to do, I'm not hurting anyone, I'm not listening. So they're like, yeah, he's keeping it safe, he's doing it in a professional way. So what's the issue?
They're good with that.
So
also your friends, were they like in any way supportive?
No, not really. So all of my friends are into cars.
Okay.
I would say all my friends are into cars in one way or the other. So, and most of my friends are also into like they are industrialists, they are into farming and so many other things.
Okay.
So, you know, it all boils down to mechanics, you know. It boils down to mechanical things.
I don't know if it's a thing for all drifters. You get a car, let's say for example, a company sells to you a normal brand new Honda Accord. I don't like Honda cars.
No.
Okay. You didn't even think it to answer. Okay, let me use this a Nissan.
Okay.
Okay, you like Nissan. Okay. Let's say a company, let me just say they award you a brand new Nissan car.
Okay.
Personally to yourself, why do drifters go to their own way, tearing the cars apart to rebuild them to their own taste? Because a normal person will just get the car, begin to drive it.
Oh, yeah.
But for you guys now, you begin to build things its way. Now the car that sounds like starts sounding like
so basically for me, I have a certain kind of taste. I have a certain kind of aesthetic.
Okay.
When it comes to myself, what I wear, what I drive, you know. So for starters, I don't like common cars that you see every day on the road. I like having a car that nobody else has or only a few people have.
Okay.
Like for example, this car in the background is a 2019 BMW Z4. I think there are only like two in Abuja, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe this is the only one.
Wow.
So I like stuff like that. Cars that, okay, maybe other people have, I make mine stand out. I make mine totally different from any other one. So that is basically my own mindset when it comes to cars. So anytime I buy any car and I know I'm keeping it for a while, I'm going to change so many things on it, from the color to maybe some parts of the interior to the wheels and tires, suspension, etc. etc. Sometimes we go as far as constructing parts from scratch. That parts I can't even buy, I just make them. Like this car behind us, the Jeep Wrangler, the bumpers, the side steps, the back bumper, all of it was constructed here in my workshop.
Everything.
Yeah, from scratch.
Wow.
So we used pipe and metal plates to basically make it. So yeah.
Wow. Okay, now let me ask, as a pilot and a pro drifter, how do you manage losing control, especially on the railway or on the track of cars?
So as a pilot, you are trained to never panic and never lose focus or anything, whether in terms of normal flight or in terms of danger. We are trained to remain calm, and that goes for drifting also. With enough practice, you get to a certain level of confidence whereby if things even seem out of control to people on the outside, to you it's just a normal day. You just think fast, figure out a solution, put it into practice, and yeah, you're out of the issue or out of the danger or something.
Okay, two questions I would want to ask. Like one about the plane and then the car. Let me ask about the car first. Then you're drifting. How do you? Because I get to see many people when they are in the drifting car, you're turning. Most people like get to throw up. So is it like how?
Yeah, so a lot of people suffer from motion sickness. That's what it's called, right? For me, I don't know. I've never really suffered from that. So I've never really had that problem whereby I get sick from motion of like an airplane or the car. So I can't really relate to that. But indeed, some people actually do suffer from that.
Yeah.
So,
but how was your first experience, the first day you were in a drift car?
it was just high adrenaline. It was fun.
Ooh.
And yeah, I was like, yeah, this is something I'm going to do for a long
You
time.
still have the picture of it?
No, I don't.
Okay, how was it the first day you were on a plane and you flew the plane?
So basically, the first day I was on a plane to fly it, not like a commercial plane. It's what is called a discovery flight, where you are taken up by an instructor to basically show you what you are to expect during the duration of your training. He will do a few basic maneuvers here and there to show, okay, what you are going to be training on and so on. Then at some point, he takes the plane to a high altitude and lets you have like a feel of being in control of the airplane. And yeah, it was very interesting, very scary to say, because you're high up in the sky and yeah, it's your first time, so of course you will be nervous. But as time goes by, it becomes like driving a car or riding a bicycle. It basically becomes normal for you. So
which is more easier, takeoff or landing?
Landings are harder, way harder.
Ooh.
Yeah,
takeoff is way easier.
Yeah, takeoff is way easier. All of them are hard, but I would say landings are harder because there's so many factors going into landing. Takeoff, you are going away from the ground. Landing, you are heading towards the ground. So any mistake, you are in the ground. So
okay. Coming back to your cars, I know you have a lot of cars, many cars to say. But I'm just curious to know, do you see them as an asset or you see them as expenses?
I see my cars as a motivation to make money, actually. Because drifting was what made me become an entrepreneur, was what made me strive or work hard to even make money, because I wanted to be able to afford my drift cars, my car collection and whatever. So I would say that is what pushed me, and that is what is still pushing me to make money, because yes, I have a lot of cars, but I want to have, maybe in a few years, I want to have double or triple the amount of cars I have now. So yeah, it's basically a motivation to make money.
Let's say if you have 20 now, you want to have 20 more.
Yeah, 20 or 50
more.
Yeah, I never want to have below 15 to 17 cars at a time. So even if I sell some, I replace them immediately. And that is what has been like one of my businesses for a while. Maybe I'll get a car, change it up a bit, make it more attractive, and sell it, and then yeah, go from there. But for my own personal collection, I always try not to go below 18.
18
18
cars.
cars. 18. 1 8. 18 cars.
Wow.
And right now, I think I have like 20 something.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. Personally, I usually see you
Mhm.
going for the car stunts and all that.
No, drifting is different from stunts.
Drifting is different.
Yes.
Could you mind explaining to us?
Basically, stunts are just, yeah, you're having fun doing this thing. But drifting takes precision, drifting takes practice, it takes professionalism in terms of safety and everything.
Okay.
So yeah, stunts are basically risky and all, but drifting is like a very, very controlled act with the car. So
Does these stunts translate to actual finance, or it's just for stunts?
just for fun.
Just
For me,
fun. For
it's
you,
just for fun.
but for others,
Yeah, it's just like how other people go to play football, basketball. That's just what it is to me, to be honest.
okay, interesting. Okay, I would like to ask this question, like just to know from you, what's the biggest misconceptions people have about drifting?
Some of the biggest misconceptions, maybe somebody that can take maybe a powerful car, like maybe let's say a C63,
Okay.
and maybe do donuts in it, thinks they can drift. Well, it's totally not that.
Donut sports.
Oh,
Sports. Oh, okay.
you can do that, but that's it. You
Mm.
can't do anything else when you get on a track. That's when you realize that okay, it's not just about having a powerful car. You need a car purpose built to drift, to be able to do it on a track or within obstacles and so on. So yeah.
Let's say if you want to make recommendation for someone who wants to go into drifting with
The best car all around I can tell anyone trying to get into drifting is to get a BMW E46. So it's basically a 1998 to 2005 BMW 3 Series. Anyone. You can get a coupe, a convertible, a Ford, or anyone. But it just needs to be manual, just needs to be the rear-wheel drive version. And yeah, you work the diff and you are ready to go.
I'm observing you, J-Bass, and the rest drifters. You are always particular about BMs. Why?
Yeah, because in Nigeria here, parts for the BMs are available.
Okay.
Most basic parts we need are available. And then the cars come well balanced and everything for drifting. And yeah, it's just basically a good foundation to start drifting, I guess. So cost-wise, availability-wise, and so on. So yeah, but over the past couple of years, the cars have become a lot more expensive.
Ooh.
So that is one thing I don't like, because we always want new people to get into drifting, you know. So the sport is just getting more and more expensive by the day.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something I don't like. But as I said, the BMW 3 Series is the best platform in Nigeria right now to get into drifting.
How do you get high-rich individuals to see that drifting is a good investment? How would you do that?
Well, that is why I've been doing a lot of content. We have been doing a lot of events and everything. So we are really hoping that some people like high net worth individuals can see it as something to invest in. But for the time being, we have been the ones investing in it because most of the drifters are self-sponsored. Yeah, I honestly don't know how much I've spent, but I thank God that I'm able to afford it, and I usually pray that okay, I keep being able to afford it. That's just what it is.
Okay.
So,
Okay, to ask this about you, if you were to look in deep into this, let's say you were to invest $100,000.
okay, $100,000.
Hmm.
I would invest it in my drifting, I guess. Because I've already invested a lot in my flying and I have the licenses, so there's no more investment left to be done.
Did you know?
Once you get the licenses, you are good to go now.
But you have lots of cars.
Yeah,
Would you not want to own a plane?
not really.
A jet?
As of now, not really. If I would own a plane, it's going to be a small bush plane. That's what I want.
A small bushway.
Bush plane.
Bush
So
plane.
basically, a bush plane is a four-seater plane that is usually in like a tailwing configuration, and it has big tires up front that you can land anywhere in a farm, on the road, anywhere it can land.
The sea.
Yes, no, not on the sea, but you can basically skid on a river or something.
Whoa.
Because the tires are very big and they absorb a lot. So yeah, that is what I would want to own if I want to own a plane for now.
This is actually an interesting question. Seeing that drifting is a rare career, what legacy do you want to be known for once your name is mentioned?
The legacy we have set for ourselves right now is the fact that like we are basically part of the pioneers of professional drifting in not only in Nigeria but in West Africa. You know, we made it popular. We made it popular among the masses. We made it popular among the elites and so on. So yeah, I really like that as a legacy. That okay, anytime drifting is mentioned, I'm one of the first names that pop up. So for years to come.
Okay, I have this question here from one of your fans.
Okay.
So it's actually a long one. Can I read it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Captain in the drifting community, you've often referred to as the sensei. We've seen younger drifters like J-Bash rise to incredible heights recently, becoming the DK of Nigeria behind the scenes. Many people look up to your technical expertise as the engineer and pilots. Have you ever taken a student under your wing to pass on those precision techniques, even if it's strictly off the record?
As long as you have your drift car and all, yeah, you can come. Obviously, I'm not going to give anybody my cars. So yeah, but if you have your own drift car and you are willing to listen to advice, because there's nothing I don't like than putting my time and effort into maybe advising you or putting you through or something, and then you throw that all away. That is disrespectful to my own time
Yeah,
and to my own sacrifices and everything, you know. So you need to be willing to take the advice. You need to be willing to take to put everything I tell you into practice for me to put in effort. If I do it once and you don't put it, then I take my hand out, you know.
what was the origin, or what is the origin for Drift Sensei?
So basically, as I said, and as I always say, titles. There are some titles that can be given. There are some titles that can be earned.
Yes.
So I would say with the amount of expertise and experience I have gained, and with the amount of different drift cars that I have built, because I think I'm one of the people that has built the most drift cars in Nigeria. Because I think if I can count, right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drift cars. Right, 6 active drift cars, and I have had maybe like 10 others in the past that maybe I've sold or I have scrapped or something. So yeah, I feel I have built the most number of drift cars in Nigeria.
Nigeria.
Yes.
Okay. One more question I would like to ask you.
Yeah.
Within the land when you were coming, were there like any point in time where you felt like losing focus or giving up on this career?
No. There's never been a point where I was like, okay, I'm going to stop drifting or I'm going to stop. No. Yeah, flying. Yeah, it gets a lot. It gets stressful and everything. Where you are like, oh, did I choose the right path or something? But by the time you realize, okay, how much you have already put into it, it pushes you to just move ahead. You know. So because flying is very stressful.
Let's say somebody out there who is at this point in his life wanting to be a drifter, another person wanting to be a pilot. So what can you say to this person? Because like the honest truth is that people love drifting. I love drifting as myself, but when I see you do those things, I'm like, I don't think I could do it. But
My own mindset is never say I can't do it. If somebody can do it, he's human. You are human.
word,
You have the same capabilities. You have the same everything. You know.
yes,
So yes, opportunities differ. Yes, privilege differs.
yeah,
But everyone can do it. Every single person, wherever it is, whether the richest person or everything started from somewhere.
very true.
So don't have a mindset of saying, "Oh, I can't do it." Just have a mindset of saying, "Okay, let me look for an opportunity to do it."
True.
And if you see that opportunity, take it.
True.
So yeah.
True. How are you able to measure these beliefs? Because I believe everybody do have this once or time in your life.
So I'm a very impulsive person. Anything I want to do or get or this thing, I do it. I don't wait. I don't procrastinate. I just do it immediately because then I don't have the time to have those thoughts that, oh, maybe you can't do it, or maybe it's too hard or something. No, I just do it,
Sure.
and it eventually it works out.
Sure. Okay, so back to the questions I was asking. A person trying to get into these careers that you are in right now, what would be your advice to them? We're using the word of that right now they are in their lowest and they're trying to get to their highest where you are right now.
Okay, I can say that your lowest can be another person's highest.
Ooh, word.
So I believe that wherever somebody is, as long as you're healthy, you are you have a roof over your head or something, you should be grateful, and then just put in the work. Whatever you want to do, chase the opportunities. Opportunities don't come and meet you while you are sleeping in bed.
Sure.
Opportunities don't come and meet you while you are standing, brooding, and saying, "Oh, it's not working out for me. Oh, life is hard or something." No. Yes, I would say I came from a privileged background, but do you think if I didn't put the effort and get into the drifting or something, I just laid down at home doing nothing, I wouldn't have done anything.
Very true. Very true.
Yes, I used basically what was available to me to work for what I wanted. And that is what I would advise everyone to do. Whatever the amount of opportunities you have or resources or something, you can make something out of
Very
it.
true.
So that is just it. Never look down on yourself. Whatever it is you want to do, you would figure out a way to do it. As long as you put your mind to it,
Sure.
there's nothing you can't do.
I think parents should have this thing with
Yeah, for Nigerian parents, I would strongly advise that let your children do what they want, not what you want for them. Because the one thing I realized is that I worked hard in school, like in flight school and everything, because I wanted it. Not because I was being forced to do it. But a lot of parents, their kids will want to pursue one career or the other, and they'll be like, "No, you are going to pursue the career I choose for you." And a lot of times that degrades the morale of the child in doing anything in school, and they will fall into bad friends or something like that. But once it's something that the child puts his mind to and he genuinely wants it, trust me, you don't even have to tell him study. You don't even have to tell him do your assignments, do your projects. No, he's going to do it because it's something he wants to do.
Very true.
So that interest is very important when it comes to education. Parents, please endeavor to support your kids in careers that they want to pursue. Never force careers on them, maybe careers that you want or careers that you yourself have onto your kids if they have zero interest in it, because it doesn't really do good for them.
True. And here we have it, a product of a father who lets his child to do his dreams. Honestly speaking, like he said, it has to come from the heart for you to want to do it. Because you are doing it because if your father said you should do it or your mother said you should do it, you might get at some point stuck because you know your strengths and weaknesses. Thank you so much, and today has been absolutely a great pleasure having you here with us.
It's been a pleasure being here too.
We are so happy because we have been chasing Captain for like a while. Today we're able to get. And see you next time. This is LTH.